The way challenge coins were explained to me were back in World War I, a bunch of aviators overseas made up a coin with their unit on it, their unit patch or whatever on it, and they wore it in leather pouches around their neck for good luck. Well, allegedly, one of the, old cop here, allegedly, one of these aviators was shot down and he was caught by the resistance, but he couldn't speak their language. And they were going to execute him, but when they searched him, they found his challenge coin and recognized the unit symbol, realized he was a good guy, and they took him back to the good guys. So that's the story I've heard. So since that time period, military certainly, and then law enforcement and now fire also have been doing challenge coins. And they're used to as a symbol of honor, as an award, as a challenge to the person that you award the coin to. Even I keep, there's more to challenge coins. If I know you have a challenge coin, and we might be at some place, let's say serves adult beverages. If I take my challenge coin out of my pocket and I put it down on the bar, that's calling the challenge. And that means you have to put your challenge coin down on the bar or you get a buy. Now, if I call the challenge and you respond, I have to buy. Now, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I keep my old SWAT team coin right here on my money clip. I don't plan on getting caught again. Again being the key word there. So I've been blessed. I had a wonderful law enforcement career. I loved being a deputy. Started in 1979. I did it 35 years. I finished my last 8 years as sheriff. But I got to meet a lot of neat people, both in law enforcement, and I've been working out here at Gunsite as a part-time instructor from 1993 until 2014. I met a lot of neat people too. And as a result, I've amassed a pretty fair collection of challenge coins. This one's kind of neat. You don't see a lot of these. This is a CIA coin, and it's not the one you buy at the gift shop. As the old saying goes, I know a guy. So that's kind of fun. I was the reference for a friend who was applying for the CIA to be an officer. And they do 2 or 3 visits with you as they're doing their background. And I had one of these racks sitting on my desk as sheriff, and the guy's sitting there and he's interviewing me, and he looks around, and that's exactly what he said when he saw the coin on my desk. He said, "Oh, you know a guy." So there's that one. Mine, I had my own challenge coin when I was sheriff for the sheriff's office, and one of my favorite things about it is I have Ephesians on the back of it, the full armor of God. So that's significant to me. So as I have these racks set up here, I try to do them in significance. This is my founding member SWAT team coin. I was a plank owner of our special response team, and there were 12 of us, and there are 12 of these coins made. So there's mine, but it stays in a special place here. This one's Joey Strong. Joey was killed December 26, 2006 in Iraq. Bringing him home was one of my first duties as sheriff. Knew his mom. She worked in the courthouse, and we honored him appropriately. So clearly that one has significance. Various others. These all have to do with sheriffs I served with or other agencies within my county. These also have to do with that, people I served with. This is one you don't see very often. This is Marine One. A fellow named Donald Trump was flying in this when one of the Marine One pilots then is a Gunsite grad. And President Trump, in his first term, 45, was in Phoenix, and the colonel and some of the Marine contingent came up and shot with us. And then he said, "You want to come see what we do?" Well, yeah. So anyway, I ended up with a Marine One challenge coin. Presidential security detail. I've got some friends on DC police that are Gunsite grads. I've got the challenge coin. This is from the National Law Enforcement Memorial in 2025 for the re-election of President Trump. That's a cool one. one from my kids, world's greatest dad, and then just on and on. And then kind of a fun thing for me, I had a connection at Leavenworth Penitentiary. My racks are made from inmate labor in Leavenworth Penitentiary. Now, as an old sheriff, that's pretty cool. So anyway, there's a story behind each one. I don't think I've bought any of these. They've all been passed to me. You pass it in a handshake, and they've been passed to me one way or another, or gifted, as a box that way through students, through people I've worked with, people I've served with, and they're just great reminders of a blessed career I had in law enforcement, and a wonderful career here at the greatest shooting school in the world. I've got Gunsite Challenge Coin. I think, to my knowledge, I've got the only complete set. And it's over in the display case in one of our classrooms. And it started out in between 93 and 99. There was a generic coin that you had to put your own year on. And then starting in 1999, when Buzz and Sonia Mills bought and saved Gunsite, they started producing challenge coins, a different one every year. One side is always the same. The reverse side is something different. This year's our 50th logo. Last year was Second Amendment. The year before that was St. Michael, the patron saint of law enforcement and lost causes. So they're different. So my complete set is in there, including the two most rare, and that was the two that were only out for a little bit of time because the word diligentia bis and celeritas, power, quickness, and accuracy, diligentia was misspelled. So they withdrew them all, but I had already bought mine, and they did it 2 years. So I've got one of each of those as well. Yeah. So it's one of those kind of those habit-forming things too. Some of them are neat too because special units will do things like this. That's a beer bottle opener. This one happens to be FBI, but a lot of times it's military engineers battalions. Engineer battalions will do that. They do fun shapes. Where's one of the... I can't remember if this is a SEAL team or a special boat unit, somewhere along in there. State Department. It's just fun. Arlie Ermy, when he was working for Glock. You get different sergeants major coins in here, and lots of law enforcement, military. Back when Indianapolis, which was my neighboring jurisdiction, hosted the Super Bowl, all the agencies involved. This is a collection of FBI, Indianapolis Police, Sheriff, medical EMS, state police, and so on. All of the challenge coins from the folks that worked that Super Bowl.
That's cool.
So just, to me, it's a trip down memory lane. Oh, my pleasure indeed. And I got to say this at the end of everything I do. When are you coming to Gunsite?